What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? My name is Alex Yu, and let's talk about last night. This is just the Webster's. We're talking about Transformers last night. This is episode number 8, and in this episode, I want to talk about the toys. And I'm not talking about toy hunts, although I would like to thank everybody for following my TF5 toy hunt videos. We're gonna find that Voyager class Megatron. I shouldn't have passed up on it. I was at Walmart, saw 2 of them, passed up on it just because I felt that I want to spread out the toy hunt, and now it's impossible to find. I actually saw the Voyager class Megatron at TFCon, but somebody was asking $70 for it at their table. No way I was gonna pay that. Anyways, we're gonna find that Voyager class Megatron, and stay tuned for the next TF5 toy hunt. But in any case, we're here to talk about the toys. Specifically, toys that we're not gonna get. As you already know, there are up to 3 waves now, but there are some character toys that we're not gonna get even in wave 3. I do have to admit that, though, Transformers Last Night does have a pretty good lineup of character toys, even though some of them are repaints and some of them are I guess different versions of characters that we've seen before. I do think that it is quite a step above Age of Extinction. Anyways, I'm enjoying the toys that we have right now. However, I was hoping that we would get some toys for some characters that did appear in the movie, but it looks like we're not going to be getting those toys. So I'm here to list you 10 toys, 10 character toys that we're not going to be getting that I would like to see. And I'm going to rank them from 10 being a toy that I really want to a toy that I must have, okay? So let's just start off with number 10, and that's the Submarine. There was a Submarine that did not transform in the port in Transformers Last Night, and I think that it would make for a great Voyager class Submarine Transformers toy, like an Autobot. I don't care if they name it Deep Dive or Depth Charge or what's the, Broadside, or I don't even care if they name it Sea Spray, but just give us a Voyager class Submarine toy. That would be awesome. I would love to see that, because after all, it was a Transformer. That's what Santos said. They're in a Transformer, and I was like, is this thing gonna transform? It didn't even transform, and we're not even going to get a toy for it. A Submarine is a unique alt node. It would be great to see something that is not a car actually transform into a robot. I would love to see that. Number 9, the Little Jetfire. I would like to see the Little Jetfire, and I would like to see it as a Voyager class. I think a Deluxe class is too small, and we already seen a Leader class Jetfire. So I would like to see a Voyager class, like that old kind of robot dementia Jetfire that was seen at the Fulgen Castle. I would love to see that. It's not something that I absolutely must have, but it is something quite unique. Number 8, Deluxe Dreadbot. The Deluxe Dreadbot shouldn't be too hard to make. All you gotta do is get a crankcase toy from Dark of the Moon, remove the dreads from it, and then just make it into a van, a Volkswagen van. I know that in Dark of the Moon, his alt mode is a black SUV. Just make it into a van. Make the robot mode the same, but the shell of it would be a van. And I don't think that, as, in production for manufacturing, it should be that hard to do. What do I know? I don't know anything about toy manufacturing, but take an existing mode like crankcase and convert that into a van. That would be cool. I just love the idea of having more Dread type Decepticons, because it's kind of like an army builder thing, like they're all part of like a unit, you know what I'm saying? That would be cool. Number 7, Deluxe Mohawk, or even like a Scout class Mohawk. I think in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, they made like a motorcycle Autobot. I'm not too completely sure, but I believe that they did have a motorcycle that wasn't named Chromia, Elita 1, or RC. There was another motorcycle there. It was a Scout class, and all they got to do is repaint and retool him and give him a weird frog-like head with a mohawk, and then just call him Mohawk. Just make a Decepticon character toy out of it. It shouldn't be that hard. I would have loved to see that happen. Number 6, Deluxe Day Trader. I guess it could be a Voyager class, but I think a Deluxe would be good enough. Day Trader has a very unique type of character. It's this junk truck, and then when he transforms, it even looks kind of weird. And I think that it would make for a great Deluxe or even a Voyager class robot, like a character toy. And that's something that I think that would have been a very interesting part of people's collection if they were to collect Transformers last night. Number 5, Deluxe McLaren. I know on set they called it the lady, but at the end of the day, it wasn't a robot. And we've never seen we've never seen it turn into a robot, but in the past we have seen vehicles that were not even things that transformed become toys. For example, there was that tow truck. I forgot what it was called, but in the 2007 toy line, there was a Deluxe tow truck that was supposed to represent the tow truck that Megan Fox drove to tow Bumblebee. So they made a toy out of a vehicle that didn't transform. They can apply that same thing to the McLaren. So take the McLaren, make it into a deluxe mode, give deluxe class, make it give it a robot mode, and then you have a cool toy. So there you have it. Number 4, I would like to see a deluxe class World War II Hot Rod, based on the World War II scene, which is actually my favorite scene in the entire movie, or one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. I think Hot Rod was like a truck that was a troop transport. I think it was a troop transport. He was basically a truck that had human soldiers, American soldiers, ride in it in the back. And I think that's what he was. And to have Hot Rod have that kind of alt mode and as a toy, I think that would be a really cool look for Hot Rod, especially since that we've seen him in a sports car mode. It'd be cool to see like a troop transport kind of alt mode transform into a robot. That would be cool. Number 3, speaking of World War II, I want to see that deluxe class World War II Bumblebee. Like I said, it's one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie, and we've seen so many versions of Bumblebee in the past. Wouldn't it be cool to see Bumblebee as a toy, but not as a Camaro or a Volkswagen Bug, but as whatever that Jeep was that he drove in that scene in Transformers Last Night? I believe it is a Kubelwagen. I'm not really sure, but it was definitely a unique alt mode. Number 2, Voyager class Bulldog. We only got to see a little bit of Bulldog in Transformers Last Night when they were in London. He was at Fogan Castle. We didn't even get to see him transform. If they make him into a Voyager class toy, at least we can transform him. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get to see him transform, but as a toy mode, we can have that opportunity to at least transform him. And I think that he would make for a really, really great toy. As I think that's a World War I tank, and then transform him into that, I guess, sergeant looking army leader looking a robot mode with a mustache and the spectacle. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool. Number 1, I'm sure you guys already know what it is. I really, really want a leader class Onslaught. Out of the entire list I've named Deluxes and Voyager class, this is the only one that I'm naming as a leader class that I actually want, and that is Onslaught, a heavy duty tow truck, which was given absolutely no justice in this film. They should at least give him justice as a toy, make him a leader class Decepticon tow truck. That would be absolutely sweet. And I think that this is something that they could do using old previous molds, or maybe scaling up an existing mold. For example, a Long Haul from Revenge of the Fallen, take his Voyager class mold and then just upscale it to leader class and make some modifications, retooling, and then suddenly you have a tow truck that is a leader class. Or use the Sentinel Prime mold and then just retool him so that he makes it's a tow truck. You know what I'm saying? Because the tow truck and Sentinel Prime is kind of like a very brick-like shape. It's like rectangle, and it doesn't have a whole lot of detail on it other than the fact that there's a thing sticking out, which is his tow line. But besides that, it's like a brick type of looking thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a rectangle. So I believe it shouldn't be that hard to make that into a leader class Onslaught. What do I know? Like I said, I don't work in toy manufacturing, but still, this is something, the number 1 toy that I would have loved to see. A leader class Decepticon Onslaught. the Decepticons are not giving that much justice in the toy department. There really isn't that many Decepticons. It's just a lot of Autobots, a lot of vehicles, and, you know, Dreadbot, Barricade, Megatron. That's pretty much it. So not a whole lot of justice, and that's really, really unfortunate. Sorry, not Dreadbot. What is that one called? What did they call that one? That crankcase looking guy. Berserker, yeah, Berserker. Berserker, Barricade, and Megatron. That's pretty much it. I would have loved to see more. After all, there's so many Autobots, they should balance it out with more Decepticon toys. Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this episode. Why don't you let me know what toys you would have loved to see on the comment section below. I would like to know if you feel the same way I feel. Once again, my top 5s are Deluxe McLaren, Deluxe World War II Hot Rod, Deluxe World War II Bumblebee, Voyager Class Bulldog, and Leader Class Onslaught. As for the other 5, I could live without them, but of course I would have loved to see all 10 of them. It would definitely be a really, really excellent wave in the series of the Transformers Last Night toy line, but it looks like we're not happening. Hopefully they make it into like a future subline, like, you know, in the previous series they had the Hunt for the Decepticons series. They also had the other than Hunt for the Decepticons, like the human, not the Nest Alliance, those I don't know, I have no clue, but they did that before. Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this episode. Thank you so much for watching. The next episode we'll do a Q&A episode, so make sure you're tweeting at me with the hashtag about last night and I'll answer your questions. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, the Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Really good scale. I kind of like the Barricade because it doesn't have all those guns. Okay, actually, I spoke too soon. He does have all those guns on it.